They don't see what it took to get here. They only see the result. They see the composure, the calm, the strength. They see the way we walk into the room like the chaos no longer owns us. But they didn't see the nights when we were crawling, shattered, alone. You and I, we didn't start this journey with fire. We started it with fragments, pieces of who we used to be, scattered across moments of betrayal, loss, and self-destruction. We were broken, not just emotionally, not just spiritually, but existentially. We questioned the point of it all. We questioned ourselves. And in that silence, when the world grew quiet and the fake smiles disappeared, we heard something deeper, a whisper, faint, but undeniable. Get up. Not because we had the strength, but because staying down was the real death. So we rose. Not once, not twice. We rose 1,000 times. Every time the world knocked us back. Every time our own mind betrayed us. Every time our past screamed that we weren't enough. We stood back up, bleeding, shaking, blind in the dark, but moving forward anyway. Because deep down, in the center of our pain, we discovered something brutal and beautiful. The truth that brokenness is not the end. It's the initiation, the beginning of a warrior's path. We weren't meant to stay in the ruins. We were meant to rise from them. But we didn't just rise for ourselves. No, this was never just about us. There comes a point where your healing becomes someone else's hope, where your strength becomes someone else's ladder out of the abyss, where your story, the raw, torn, unpolished truth, becomes a lifeline. We didn't survive all that darkness just to bask in the light alone. We made it through so we could go back and pull others out. Because we remember what it felt like to scream into the void and hear no answer. To watch everyone pass you by like you were invisible. To beg for a sign and get silence. We remember, and that memory drives us. Because the world is full of people hiding their pain behind forced smiles and polite silence. They're breaking, quietly. And we're not here to preach. We're here to walk beside them, to sit with them in the dark, not with pity, but with purpose, and whisper what someone once whispered to us. Get up. Not because it's easy, not because we have all the answers, but because we understand. We've been to war with ourselves. We've clawed our way through grief, self-doubt, addiction, failure, rage, and apathy. And we emerged, not perfect, but ready. Ready to guide, ready to fight, ready to be the light. But make no mistake, being a light doesn't mean we're soft. It doesn't mean we glow gently in the corner, untouched by the world. No, it means we stand tall in storms. It means we burn with such clarity, such conviction, that the darkness around us trembles. Because we carry truth, hard truth, truth born in fire, and the fire never lies. We are living proof that healing is possible. That strength is forged, not inherited. That purpose isn't given, it's created. And now we create it daily. In every word we speak to someone on the edge, in every hand we offer, in every time we tell our story, not to relive the pain, but to redeem it. We are not survivors. We are warriors turned wayfinders. We are not victims. We are beacons built from rubble. We are not lost. We are guides now. Guides for the ones still drowning. Guides for the ones who haven't seen a sunrise in their soul for years. And we'll keep showing up, not because we're obligated, but because we know the cost of absence. We know what it feels like when no one comes. We know what it feels like to stare down demons with no backup. So now we are the backup. We are the fire. We are the living, breathing rebellion against hopelessness. Every scar on our body is a map. Every tear we shed has watered the ground someone else will walk on. Every fall we endured, every rock bottom we hit, became a foundation. And now we build. Not just for ourselves, but for them. For the silent ones. For the broken ones. For the ones about to give up. Let them see us. Let them hear our story. Let them feel our fire. Because we didn't crawl out of hell to stay quiet. We rose to light the way. So if you are listening to this now, understand this. You are not alone. You are not finished. You are not too broken to become something sacred. Your journey through the shadows wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. And now, it's your time to rise, to lead, to burn brighter. You are no longer just a survivor of the storm. You are the stormbreaker. You are no longer the one seeking the light. You are the light. Lesson 1. Embrace the wreckage. Own your story. Theme. Your power begins where the lies end. You want to rise? You want to lead? Then you must start here, at the place you swore you'd never return to. That wreckage you left behind. The broken version of you. The shame. The trauma. The failures. That graveyard of who you used to be. You can't outrun it. You can't numb it. And you can't fake your way through healing. You must turn around and walk back into the fire. Because until you own the wreckage, it still owns you. The first lie they taught you? That pain makes you weak. That tears are failure. That scars should be hidden. No. Pain is proof you're alive. Tears are a cleansing. Scars? Scars are survival maps, etched in your flesh to remind you that you endured what others would have folded under. But here's the brutal truth. If you don't face it, you'll repeat it. Pain ignored becomes identity. Trauma buried becomes behavior. And weakness denied becomes your legacy. And that legacy, it poisons every relationship, every dream, every ounce of fire you're trying to ignite. So stop pretending the wreckage isn't there. Turn and face it. The process of embracing the wreckage. 1. Journal like a warrior. This isn't a diary. It's a battle log. Write about the moments that broke you. Not to relive them, but to reclaim them. Ask yourself, what broke me? Who betrayed me? Where did I abandon myself to survive? Don't write pretty. Write honest. Bleed onto the page. Because words can become weapons when you finally stop censoring them. 2. Name the mask. Then burn it. We all wear one. The mask that says I'm fine. The role we play to keep others comfortable. But masks suffocate the soul. So name yours. The comedian who hides pain behind laughter. The overachiever chasing worth through performance. The caretaker who saves everyone but themselves. Write it out. Say it aloud. Then symbolically destroy it. Burn the paper. Shred it. Rip it in half. Because you don't lead anyone by playing a role. You lead them by showing what it looks like to remove the mask and still stand. 3. Reframe the pain. That moment you were broken, that wasn't the end. That was the initiation. Every hero has a fall. Every warrior has a wound. But not everyone rises. So you ask, why me? Flip it. Why not you? Why not be the one who breaks the generational curse? Why not be the one who transforms trauma into truth? Why not be the one who becomes fire because of the ashes? Daily challenge. The warrior's mirror. Every morning for the next 7 days, look into the mirror. Not to fix your hair, not to critique your appearance, but to confront the survivor looking back. Say this out loud. I know what I've been through. I know what tried to kill me, but I'm still here. I am not my past. I am the storm that came after it. Speak it. Even if your voice shakes, especially when it shakes. Because this isn't affirmation, this is resurrection. What this lesson will awaken in you: unshakable confidence built on truth, not delusion. Emotional clarity, because what you own can't be used against you. Raw magnetism, because people follow those who have bled and kept walking. And the deeper truth: someone out there is silently suffocating in the same pain you survived. And they don't need your perfection. They need your realness. But before you can guide them, you have to walk through your own ruins with your head held high. You must become the warrior who isn't afraid to revisit the battlefield. Not to suffer again, but to gather the strength you left behind when you ran from it. The GrimFace reminder: you can't become the light if you won't face the dark that built you. Now ask yourself, are you willing to confront the wreckage? Are you ready to stop hiding behind healing quotes and finally do the work? Because this is where it begins. Lesson 2. Rebuild with intention. Forge strength in the ashes. Theme: you don't rise by accident. You rise by design. So you face the wreckage. You didn't flinch. You didn't run. You stood in the ruins of your past life and said, "This is where I begin again." But now comes the second war. Because reflection alone doesn't rebuild you. You have to take that broken frame and reconstruct yourself from the ground up, with intention, precision, and brutal discipline. This isn't a glow-up. This isn't a cute transformation. This is the forging of a new identity, one that's earned, not imagined. The lie the world will sell you now, that you just heal and everything falls into place, that growth is passive, that time will do the work for you. Time heals nothing. It's what you do with the time that heals you or destroys you. If you don't take control of your rebuild, the world will rebuild you in its image. You'll get swept back into patterns, distractions, addictions, fake peace dressed up as comfort. And before you know it, you're back where you started, a healed version of your old prison. So don't let the world rebuild you. You build yourself, intentionally, ruthlessly, precisely. Step 1. Choose your core values, your new foundation. Ask yourself this question: what kind of person do I refuse to be ever again? Then, define the opposite. If you once lived as a people pleaser, become grounded in truth. If you once avoided pain, anchor yourself in courage. If you once drifted in chaos, stand in order daily. Pick 3 values, burn them into your mind. These become your steel frame, your North Star, your code. Example: relentless integrity, unbreakable discipline, ruthless compassion. Repeat these values every single morning. You're not just remembering them, you're installing them. Step 2. Create a ritual of resurrection. This isn't a habit. This is a sacred daily ritual that reminds you, I am not that person anymore. It must involve stillness, so your soul can breathe. Effort, so your body feels alive. Reflection, so your mind sharpens. Examples: a cold shower followed by silence. A brutal workout followed by journaling. A daily walk where you talk to the future version of yourself out loud. The ritual doesn't matter as much as this. It must be uncomfortable, because comfort is the enemy of transformation. Step 3. Design your environment. Like a battlefield. Look around. Every object in your life either feeds your strength or bleeds it dry. So ask, what reminders of your past weakness still surround you? What distractions are keeping you soft? What environments, people, or screens are numbing your edge? Purge them, ruthlessly. Because a warrior doesn't train in a circus. They train in discipline-built territory. Build an environment where your new identity can't help but grow. Where every corner whispers, "You're not who you used to be." Step 4. Speak life into the new self. Not with fluff, with fire. Every morning, speak your identity aloud. I am not the wreckage. I am not the silence. I am the one who survived the fall. I am the one who builds in the ashes. I don't rise with luck. I rise with law. Speak it until your body believes it. Speak it until your subconscious trembles in obedience. Speak it until you act like it when nobody's watching. Step 5. Destroy the excuse of almost. Here's the trap. I'm almost better. I'm almost disciplined. I'm almost ready to lead. Almost is the enemy's lullaby. It tells you you're close enough to relax, but not close enough to act. No more almost. Either you're rebuilding or you're decaying. Either you're forging your new self or you're sliding back into the old one. You must act like the person you are becoming before it feels real. Not after. Not next year. Now this is called reverse embodiment. You don't wait to become, you embody until it becomes reality. Daily challenge, the 21-day forge. For 21 days straight. Speak your 3 core values out loud every morning. Complete your ritual of resurrection. No exceptions. Destroy 1 distraction each day. Social media, weak thoughts, bad habits. Log your transformation with a photo, a journal entry, or a voice memo. After 21 days, you will not recognize the person in the mirror because you will have rebuilt yourself with intention and fire. And the deeper truth? You are the architect now. No one else gets a say. Not your trauma, not your past, not your critics. This new version of you, it's born through painful precision. It doesn't apologize for taking up space. It doesn't flinch when tested. It doesn't fold under pressure. It guides. It leads. It walks into rooms and changes them. The GrimFace reminder. The old you died in the fire. The new you is forged from what survived it. Now ask yourself, are you rebuilding with sacred discipline or just rearranging the rubble? Because this isn't healing. This is war. And you are the weapon being sharpened. Lesson 3. Turn survival into service. Become the beacon. Theme. You didn't survive to sit in silence. You survived to light the way. So you rose. You faced the wreckage. You rebuilt yourself with brutal honesty and sacred discipline. But now comes the moment where many warriors stall. They think the journey is over. They think rising was the final chapter. They think survival is enough. It's not. You didn't crawl through hell just to sit in comfort. You didn't conquer your demons just to admire your strength in the mirror. You didn't rebuild yourself just to live quietly in peace. You are not here to keep the fire to yourself. You are here to become the fire for others. This is the truth no one wants to say out loud. You were chosen for pain so you could be chosen to lead. You were shattered so you could teach others how to rebuild. You were isolated so you could guide others through loneliness. You were abandoned so you could be the presence you never had. You were broken, not to be discarded, but to be reforged into a beacon, a walking lighthouse for those still drowning. A reminder that survival isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of service. Step 1. Accept the responsibility of the healed. Healing is not a trophy. It's a responsibility. If you've made it out of the darkness, then your next mission is clear. Go back for someone else. Don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait until your life looks polished and pristine. Because the real ones, the ones still bleeding, won't be moved by your perfection. They'll be moved by your honesty, by your vulnerability with backbone. So ask yourself every day, who needed the version of me that I've become? The world doesn't need more saviors. It needs more witnesses who've made it through the fire and lived to tell the story. Step 2. Identify your message. What did the fire teach you? You don't need to be a motivational speaker. You don't need a stage. But you do need a message. A truth you carry in your blood now. A fire branded onto your soul. Ask yourself, what lie did the world tell me that I no longer believe? What nearly destroyed me? And what truth helped me rise again? If I could speak one sentence to someone on the edge, what would it be? That's your message. Not a slogan, a weapon, a lifeline, a spark. And it doesn't need to be delivered with polish. It just needs to be real. Step 3, speak it, share it, live it. Start small. Speak it to the one person who needs to hear it. That friend, that sibling, that stranger online. You think no one's listening? You'd be shocked how many people are drowning silently, scrolling through distractions, praying someone will say something real. Be that voice. Record a raw video and post it. Write a blog. Start a podcast. Speak in a group. Or say it to someone face to face who looks like they're on the edge of giving up. This isn't about building a following. This is about building bridges out of darkness. Your words, your presence, your story, they may be the only map someone has. Step 4, walk beside, not above. You're not better than anyone who's still in the struggle. You're just further along the path. And that means you don't preach from a podium. You walk beside them. You don't tell people what to do. You tell them what you did when you were on your knees. You say, I've been where you are. I thought I'd never make it out too. But I did. And I'm not leaving you here. This is how you become a beacon. Not by shining brighter, but by standing closer to the broken. Let them see your scars. Let them hear your voice shake. Let them feel your humanity. Because no one follows a god, but they will follow a warrior who bled and still rose. Step 5, make service part of your identity. This isn't a one-time act. This is a way of life. You must build service into your identity, not as charity, but as duty. You are a soldier of light now, and soldiers don't retire. They repurpose their battle scars. Ways to serve: start a small group, a space for raw truth and accountability. Mentor one person a year who reminds you of who you used to be. Build a platform, not for your ego, but for your message. Find someone worse off than you and pour into them without expecting anything in return. Because every time you give, you refine your own fire. Daily challenge. One voice, one flame. Every single day, share your light with at least one soul. Whether through a message, a call, a comment, or an act of presence. And after you do, reflect. How did I serve today? Did I show up for someone the way I once needed someone to show up for me? Keep a beacon log. Write it down. Watch the ripple grow. And the deeper truth, your survival was never just about you. Your pain was never wasted. Your scars are not shame. They are signals. And if you hoard your light now, someone else dies in the dark you escaped from. You're not just healed. You are armed. You are not just better. You are becoming a force. A force that walks back into the places that once broke you and declares, follow me. I've been here before, and I won't let you die where I almost did. The GrimFace reminder. You didn't survive the fire to hide the flame. You survived to become it. Now ask yourself, have you been sharing your light? Or are you still pretending your silence is noble? Because the ones who survive and say nothing are just ghosts with breath. Lesson 4. Build the flame daily. Stay lit in the dark. Theme. You didn't light the fire just to watch it flicker. You build it, feed it, and protect it. Daily. Here's the cold reality. Lighting the fire is easy when you're desperate. It's easy to rise when rock bottom is crushing your ribs. It's easy to scream, "Never again," when pain is all you feel. But then the pain fades. The urgency slips. The world stops attacking you, and you stop showing up like a warrior. And the flame starts dying. This is where most people fail. Not because they weren't strong, but because they relied on pain instead of process. If pain was your only fuel, what happens when it disappears? The fire must now be fed by discipline, identity, and daily intention. Not emotion, not memory, not convenience. The greatest lie of the self-help world? That motivation will keep you going. That you just need to feel inspired every morning. That your why will magically pull you out of bed. No. Motivation is a matchstick. Discipline is the furnace. Your job now is to build that furnace. Daily. Because this world is built to extinguish your flame. And if you don't defend it like your soul depends on it, you'll slip. You'll drift. You'll rot in mediocrity, wondering why the fire that once saved your life is now cold ash. Step 1. Design a non-negotiable daily discipline. Not 10, not 5. 1. One core discipline you will commit to every single day, no matter the chaos, fatigue, excuses, or temptations. A workout, a cold plunge, writing, silence, deep breathing, reading one page of fire-forged wisdom. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that it reminds you who the hell you are and anchors you in your new identity. This daily act is your anchor ritual. It tells your subconscious, we don't operate on emotion. We operate on command. And if you skip it, you don't negotiate. You punish the weakness. Make up for it. Double it. Reclaim the ground lost. Because this isn't about perfection. It's about refusing to. Step 2. Curate your environment like a fortress. Most people don't fail from internal weakness. They fail from external influence. Look around. What triggers your apathy? What numbs your edge? What used to feed your fire, but now breeds distraction? Ruthlessly audit who you talk to, what you consume, where you spend your time. Because even the brightest flame dies when surrounded by wind and water. Create a sanctuary where your fire can grow unchallenged. That means cutting the dead weight. Even if it's family, old friends, or your old self whispering in the mirror. You're not here to be liked. You're here to stay lit. Step 3. Protect your energy like a sacred flame. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every fight deserves your response. Not every opportunity is aligned with your mission. If your energy is scattered, your fire will flicker. And flickering flames get extinguished in storms. Ask yourself daily, is this feeding my fire or draining it? Is this aligned with my identity or pulling me back into my old cage? And when in doubt, walk away. Because you're not here to impress the world. You're here to ignite it. Step 4. Train when you don't want to, especially then. This is where warriors are made. When it's raining, you train. When you're exhausted, you show up. When your mind says, take a break, you take control. Because the fire that endures isn't emotional. It's mechanical. It's programmed. It's inevitable. The days you don't want to do it are the days that matter most. Because that's when the old you shows up. Quietly, patiently, waiting to reclaim the throne. Don't let him. Don't let her. Crush the whisper of weakness with relentless action. That's how you stay lit in the dark. Step 5. Return to your why, but reforged. Let's be honest. Your old why was born in desperation. That, "I'll never be weak again," fire got you moving. But now it must evolve. Your new why is legacy. It's duty. It's service. You keep the fire alive not just for you, but for them. For the people watching you. For the ones you've yet to meet, who are silently praying that someone like you exists. You are the living permission slip for someone else to rise. And your flame isn't just warmth, it's a beacon. So when your motivation fades, return to this truth. If I let this fire die, someone else never finds theirs. And that is unacceptable. Daily challenge, fire maintenance protocol. Every evening, ask yourself these 4 questions. Did I honor my anchor ritual today? Did I protect my energy from distraction and decay? Did I train even when I didn't feel like it? Did I feed my fire or flirt with the old version of me? Answer honestly, then adjust. Immediately, ruthlessly, intentionally. Your fire is not a mood, it's a mission. And the deeper truth? Everyone lights the fire when life collapses, but only the rare ones maintain it when life gets easy. Those are the ones who rise. Those are the ones who lead. Those are the ones who build unshakable legacies. The weak light the fire. The undisciplined let it die. But the warrior builds it into a furnace of resolve. And when the darkness returns, when the storms howl again, they stand tall, unmoved, unshaken, and whisper through the wind, "I built this fire to outlast the world." The GrimFace reminder: your fire doesn't die when the world forgets you. It dies when you stop feeding it. So ask yourself right now, is your flame alive? Or are you just warming your hands on the memory of who you used to be? Lesson 5. Lead others home. Walk back into the storm. Theme: you didn't escape the darkness to forget it. You escaped it to return, so no one else gets left behind. So here you stand, no longer broken, no longer begging the world to save you, no longer searching for light, because now you are the source of it. But what comes next? Many stop here. They find peace, and they protect it like a dragon guards gold. They build a little world free from pain, full of ease. They say, "I earned this. Let me finally rest." That's not your path. You're not here to rest. You're here to return, to walk back into the storm, to look the darkness in the face again. But this time, not to survive, to lead. The final trial of the warrior. It's not escaping the hell you were trapped in. It's choosing, voluntarily, to go back into it for someone else. Not out of obligation, not for applause, but because you remember what it felt like to scream into silence. And because you know that someone out there is still trapped in the place that almost killed you. This is the deepest form of transformation. When survival becomes mission. When purpose becomes war. When your peace becomes a tool, not just a privilege. You are not healed to hide. You are healed to hunt down hopelessness and tear it apart. Step 1. Identify who you're called to lead. Not everyone is your assignment. Not everyone is ready to be rescued. So ask yourself, who do I see and feel an undeniable pull toward? Who suffers in the exact way I once did? Who do I feel anger for when I see them trapped in the same pain I overcame? That's who you're meant to serve. This is no longer about finding your audience. It's about finding your soldiers. The ones who carry the same wounds. The ones still bleeding in silence. You know how to reach them. Not through strategy, but through soul. Your life is the message. Your transformation is the proof. Your scars are the language they speak. Step 2. Enter their darkness without losing your light. Leading others doesn't mean dragging them. It doesn't mean preaching from a pedestal. It means meeting them where they are, standing in their storm, and holding your flame high. But here's the danger. Don't let their storm become yours. You must be rooted, grounded, unshakable. You walk into their pain without absorbing it. You speak truth without becoming their crutch. You lead them out, not lie down with them. This takes boundaries. It takes strength. It takes warrior-level compassion, the kind that bleeds but does not break. Step 3. Teach through example, not perfection. The world has too many self-proclaimed experts, too many influencers vomiting advice they don't live, too many voices speaking from theory, not experience. You live it. You show it. You lead through consistency, not charisma. You don't need a platform. You don't need applause. You don't even need their approval. You need integrity. Because those who are watching you will follow your footsteps, not your words. Let them see how you train when no one's watching, how you speak truth, even when it costs you, how you choose discipline when temptation whispers, how you stay present when everyone else disconnects. Be the example you never had. Be the voice you once prayed for. Be the presence that turns people from victims into victors. Step 4. Light fires, not dependence. Your goal isn't to keep people following you. It's to ignite them so they don't need you. You're not creating fans. You're creating flames. That means you. Challenge them when they get soft. Speak truth when they make excuses. Push them to build their own fire, not live off yours. Because real leaders don't create followers. They create more leaders. And when they rise, you don't cling to them. You salute them. Because the goal was never to build an audience. The goal was to build an army of warriors who know how to carry the fire forward. Step 5. Accept the endless nature of the mission. There is no finish line. There is no final victory lap. There is only the next storm, the next soul, the next life to pull from the edge. This is the path you chose, the sacred burden of those who escaped hell and refused to let others stay behind. Every day, you rise with one purpose. If someone's still suffering where I once did, I will not rest. I will not quit. I will not allow the fire to die until every last one of them knows there is a way out. This is how warriors create legacy, not with statues, not with books, but with lives changed. Daily challenge, the Beacon's Code. Every night before sleep, ask yourself, did I show up for someone today? Did I speak truth when it was inconvenient? Did I push someone one step closer to their own fire? Did I lead with strength or retreat in comfort? If the answer is yes, you're fulfilling the mission. If the answer is no, adjust immediately. Because every day wasted is a life that stayed in the dark. And the deeper truth, you weren't saved to stay silent. You weren't healed to hide. You weren't rebuilt to just enjoy your own peace. You were reborn to return. You were called back into the storm. You were chosen, not for survival, but for service. This is your duty. This is your path. This is your honor. You are the warrior who rises again, not for yourself, but for the next one, and the next, and the next. Because the mission never ends. The GrimFace reminder, warriors don't retire. They evolve from fighters into guides, from survivors into legends, from broken souls into beacons of resurrection. Now ask yourself, are you ready to go back? Are you ready to stand in the places that once shattered you? Not as a victim, but as a savior to the silent. Because someone is waiting for you to show up, and they don't need your comfort. They need your fire. You've made it to the end of the path, but this is not the end of your journey. Because real warriors don't graduate. They evolve. They sharpen. They rise again, over and over, until their breath becomes legacy, until their scars become scripture, until their fire becomes a torch, passed into the hands of others. You were broken once, maybe more than once. But look at you now, not polished, not perfect, but proven. The world may never understand your pain. It may never applaud your transformation. But that was never the point. You didn't rebuild for applause. You rebuilt for purpose. You became the flame that never dies. And now, you don't just walk forward. You walk back. Back into the storm. Back into the darkness. Back to where the forgotten still suffer, so that you can become what you once prayed for. A guide. A force. A weapon forged in truth. So to all the returning GrimFace warriors, we see you. We thank you. You are the backbone of this movement. You are the proof that this message isn't theory. It's lived. And to the new ones, welcome to the war. You're no longer alone. You're no longer wandering. You found your circle. You found your code. And if you stay, if you commit, if you burn with us, you'll never be the same again. Subscribe, share, show up. Because this isn't entertainment. This is a resurrection. This is a rebellion against everything that tried to break us. This is GrimFace.